Modoc Medical Center, serving Alturas and Modoc County communities since 1951, has expanded its downtown services with the new MMC Pharmacy. Stop in for your prescription and over-the-counter drug and product needs, ensuring a healthier you. Next door, visit our physical therapy center, ready to help you prevent, evaluate, and heal various injuries, serving as an alternative to surgery and medications. Our therapists can treat sports and work-related injuries, back pain, tendonitis, and even vertigo. MMC Pharmacy and Physical Therapy Center accept most major insurers, providing healing hands close to home. Hello, I'm Kurt Lidke with the Herald News. It's Friday, March 23rd, 2018. Here's a rundown of some of the top stories affecting the Klamath Basin. It's the Klamath Countdown. On Tuesday, U.S. Fish and Wildlife representatives and Senior Advisor to the Secretary of the Interior, Alan Mickelson, released the first in a series of hatchery-raised juvenile suckers to be returned to Upper Klamath Lake in an effort to save declining populations of the endangered fish species. Roughly 2,500 juvenile short-nosed and Lost River suckers are expected to be released back into the lake over the next few weeks, and double that much is expected to be released next year. According to U.S. Fish and Wildlife, at least 17,000 short-nosed and 43,000 Lost River suckers need to be released annually to sustain populations of the fish at current levels. Each of the 2-year-old suckers released on Tuesday were implanted with a passive integrated transponder, or PIT, which tracks the fish to help monitor survival rates. The Klamath County Fair Board is looking at hiring a consultant to help craft a plan to upgrade event capacity at the Klamath County Fairgrounds. On Wednesday, County Commissioner Derek DeGroot, also a Fair Board member, said the Fairgrounds is booked out so far in advance that anyone planning an event today would be unlikely to reserve space sooner than next year. The Fair Board is thinking about hiring a consultant for a master plan and feasibility study to determine what upgrades, if any, would help accommodate more users. The board's goal is ultimately to use the fairground's existing boundaries rather than acquire new real estate. Some of those facilities could include an area that formerly served as a horse racing track that's gone mostly unused and could be utilized for newer accommodations. KlamathWorks is exploring the option of legal action to review scoring methods for Department of Human Services site selections in Klamath Falls. As Governor Kate Brown reviews a letter detailing recent events on the Department of Human Services site selection, community leaders have called foul on how each site was scored. In February, the Department of Administrative Services, or DAS, announced that Timbermill Shores, under developer Klamath Holdings and Rubicon Investments, was the site selected for the new buildings. A number of stakeholders showed up at a city council meeting earlier this month to share their concerns, which eventually led to a joint letter sent to Brown questioning the site evaluation process due to errors and inconsistencies. KlamathWorks has retained legal counsel and is investigating whether there are grounds to at least trigger a review of the scoring methodology used, leading to the proposals. The ongoing sucker issue will return to the limelight this Saturday when the Klamath Tribes hold their annual Schwalm Ceremony at the old dam site along the banks of the Sprague River at 10 a.m., followed by a lunch and powwow. The event celebrates the return of the Lost River sucker, traditionally called Schwalm, to local waterways during spawning season. It's celebrated each year with traditional dancing and drumming, a traditional feed, releasing of a pair of suckers into the river, and other ceremonial practices. The suckers are provided by the tribe's own Aquatic Research Center, and the event marks a time for the tribes to honor and bless Schwalm, which is a traditional tribal staple, and call the fish back to its natal streams. Lost River and short-nosed suckers were listed as endangered in 1988, and tribal members are no longer allowed to harvest the fish. This weekend, in addition to the Klamath Tribes special ceremony, why not take in a play? As the White Rabbit and Alice continues its run at the Linkville Playhouse on Friday and Saturday evenings at 7:30 p.m. And on Sunday at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., the Baldwin Hotel Museum hosts a special free historical program honoring 5 women who played prominent roles in Klamath Basin history. Now, for a full rundown of local events, as always, you can pick up Thursday's edition and check out the Limelighter section. So until next week, for these stories and so much more, be sure to pick up your daily copy of the Herald News or visit us online at heraldandnews.com.